we're going to make a belt loop here, and I got about halfway through it and come to find out I forgot to turn the screen recorder on, so I sat here talking to myself for the last 15 minutes. So let's go and redo this again. So we'll turn on the snap here, this little snap mode to feedback grid, and we're going to select this grid here, and we're going to keep an eye on the properties when I do this. And I'm going to click here, and I'm going to get it about, I want it to snap about 2000 by 2000, and click once, and I'm going to drag all the way across. Let's get about 45, and we'll just click there. Alright, then I'm going to go to the top view mode here. We'll scoot this back, and let's pretend that I'm looking down at the character, and I want to say that the center here is his head, and I want to make the shape of the belt around the waist. So we'll use the lines tool, use circle from center, and we'll turn this off, and we'll select somewhere in the center and drag out, tap the space bar and tap it again. Alright, the waist is usually side to side. This is how it kind of looks this way. So we'll click here. I messed with it earlier. By default it's 20, so we'll set this one also to 45. Alright, while we're in object mode, now as I was doing all this in a working plane like this, I'll just tip this just a little bit so I can see. And we'll select this grid here, and we're going to go to the utilities, and then we're going to use this bend option. Make sure you're in object mode, and if things don't work after you use the bend tool, you'll have to switch to working plane. As you can see it flipping back and forth here if it don't work right for you. So if it don't work right, then we're going to go ahead and selected the grid. Now we're going to select a circle. Alright, collapse DG, we don't need that no more. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and center this. Over here. Alright, even though this is a complete circle, there is a gap because it's just got bent. This was just straight. So what we'll do is go here, Control A to all the points, vertex modeling, and average weld. Let's leave everything at default. It should weld itself, because I'm going to make a gap in the front here, and I think where it's not welded is over on the side, if I'm not mistaken, but I'm not going to check that right now. So now what I want to find out is where I want the holes at. I want them on the left side, so I'm going to select object here, and I'm going to select this one with the shift key, select that one, and I'm just going to skip some. Alright, I'm going to do 4 of these here, then I'm going to use this second one here on the edge tool, and I'll scale this, and this is going to let me decide how big these holes are going to be. And when I do this, for the eyelets, I'll do them about right here. Alright, I'm going to select this one, hold the shift key, and select these right here. These are going to be the holes. These are completely square, and when I subdivide it, they'll make good holes. So press the delete key, go back into object mode. Now we need to go over the surface modeling, and before I do this, I'm going to need to disassociate part of this belt here, and I want to disassociate it, I think about right here will be fine. So we'll go here, and we're going to find this tool called disassociate, and when I do that, you can see that it disassociated it. Alright, now what we're going to go to do is go to surface modeling and add thickness. Alright, now I'm edge modes on, and you can see that it's I got this outside and inside, and I can't see the edges over here in front of me, so let's just switch this back. Oh, see how that brought that out like that? So it's best to make sure that you got it switched like that. How thick do I want the belt? I want it about that thick. Alright. always collapse the DG when you do that. Now I'm going to go ahead and for right now I'm going to select this face in here and just scoot this back just a little bit. And I'm going to loop it again. It's going to loop all the way around and even on the bottom. Alright? And I'm going to go back and use the edge tool again. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to the vertex modeling and I'm going to select the second one here. And this time I'm going to drag on towards the top, not down. I'll show you. I'm going to be dragging this way, not down like that. So drag it in towards the edge just a little bit, right about right here, and let go. Alright, let's subdivide that and take a look. As you can see, something like that. Now these loops, these holes are kind of spaced apart, and that's all going to be decided how you're going to set this up when you start making that grid. How, you know, if you want the spacing, if the spacing is too far apart, what you would just do is you would go back to the grid here, and what you can do, just to show you, I'll turn the snapping on just to show you a little example. And let's do this 1 by 1 instead of 2 by 2, and click, and let's turn on this grid here. Now he's going to put these grids a little bit closer together. That way when you put holes in here, the holes will be closer. Okay, very simple. We'll go ahead and delete that one right now. Alright, we're going to make the belt buckle, and we'll just move the history for right now. Turn on the wireframes. Alright, I'm going to make the belt buckle, and I'm going to make that out of, we can use a rectangle or a square. I'll just use a square right now and just drag up approximately about right there. Alright, I want this thing approximately, let's bring this up to the front here so we can see what we're doing. I don't know, somewhere it's going to have to be a little bit higher than the rest, and it's going to be a little bit oblong like this. Alright, something like that. Alright, then I'm going to go into edge mode, Control A. We're going to need some more points, so we use line tessellation. Control A again, we're going to need some more points, line tessellation. Alright, back into select object mode, surface modeling. Let's add some thickness to this. How thick do we want this to be? Maybe something like that. Alright, I'm going to validate that. Rule of thumb with thickness always collapses, because if you don't and you try doing something else, it probably won't work. So that is a known fact. So what I'll do here, I will go ahead and select some faces. I'll select this one. Let me zoom in here. This one. I'm going to have to select this little arrow and just scale it right here. Shift click that one and that one. I want to make sure I got that other one there. Alright. And what we're going to do is going to go to vertex modeling, and we're going to bridge these together like this. Alright, then I'm going to select this right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the edge tool again. Alright, we're going to use the second one. And I'm going to drag this about right here. Now I want this to be kind of square, because this will be the little thing that's going to hold the loop in here. And I want it probably somewhere a little bit smaller than the square right there. I'm just going to eyeball it for the video right here, and we'll scale this down about right here. Because when I subdivide this, this will also be kind of round. Okay, Control key and drag out just a little bit here, and let go. Hold the Control key and drag out a little bit further. Alright, and I'm going to do it one more time. And I'll do one on this way here. Control key and drag. And one more time. Just a little bit there. So when I subdivide it, hopefully it'll get something like that. Alright. And we'll go ahead and we'll give this, we're going to go ahead and give this some subdivision here for right now. We'll drag this. Let's turn all this on so we can see what we're doing. I'm going to drag this down here. I'm just going to eyeball it for right now. And we'll tweak this just a little bit right, I guess there. I had some references to the belt buckle, but I can't see on the back side, so it makes it kind of a little bit difficult for me to see. Alright, now this one's going to have to be attached. This one here. Make sure I got the right one. Probably should label them. Let's move the subdivision real quick so I can see what I'm doing. And let's loop this, loop it again, and we're going to give it some soft selection. And bring this back just a little bit this way. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all the faces in here. Just drag a little bit. Turn off the soft selection, and what I'm going to do is hold the Control key and drag in this area. I'm going to try making little squares according to the rest of this other squares, so I'll just kind of maybe Control Z that. Let's do that again. Drag that out. Maybe bring that back just a little bit like that. Control key, drag out. I'm not sure how far this thing's supposed to go, but we'll just probably stop somewhere right about there, I guess. If you want to make this longer down here, this coming down like, let's say right here, you can also use the Control key and drag here and kind of push down, but I would recommend the soft selection when you do that. Alright, with that done, let's turn on some subdivision. Ready? Just give a little bit more. Suit. Alright. That one's got 2. This one's got 3 subdivisions. This one needs to go back just a little bit here. I'm going to move the subdivision. My manipulator handle came up missing. guess it goes something like that. But anyway, I think that's going to wrap it up. Of course, this could be a little bit fatter in here, so I wanted to just go ahead and loop that up. Loop it again, I guess. I don't know, we could probably just flatten that up just a little bit like that. Not a biggie. Thank you.